Signature Natural Equine, and I'm over here in Australia in St. George, Queensland. We're over here testing our supplement on my son's horses, just to see whether we're going to get the same result as what we did in America. And I've been in the horse business as a trainer, cutting horse trainer and performance horseman for the last 30 years. And this is a product that we've developed over this last 30 years, and we put it together in America several years ago, and we're about ready to regenerate it into the market. And this supplement's a powdered supplement. It's very palatable. It's got a peppermint flavor, which is really good for the stomach, and it's really easy to feed. You can feed it to any kind of horse. Some horses naturally have a refuse powders, but if you dampen the feed a little bit or use a bit of sweet feed, it's really palatable. And Paul is an Australian non-pro horseman and a champion over here, a non-pro champion in Australia. And I've been gracious enough the last couple of months to be here with him, and he's tried it on all these 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and his older horses, and his show horses. And this horse here is Frogman Henry, a son of Smart Little Lena, which is an older horse and a performance horse, and naturally he's going to have issues just because of his age and the hauling and sort of stuff that he's had. But when you feed this supplement, Paul's been doing what we said. You give 2 scoops in the morning, 2 scoops at night for the first 14 days, and then you go back to 1 scoop a day, night and morning after that. This is the Pro Maintenance Red Label product, and Paul's been feeding that here. And I'm going to turn it over to Paul, because the conditions that these horses are showed and hauled over here is a lot different to what they are in America. So I'm going to turn this over to Paul. This horse is a really good horse, and I'm sure Paul will be able to fill us in what response he's had from the product.
Thanks, Dad. This is the older show horse here, Froggy, and look, the results have been really, really good, right, and very evident. Like, you can start from the feet up, like his hoofs, you know, the farrier is very happy with the way he's been chewing out, right, in the last set we done. I find we're not stocking up. He's moving like around real nice, right, and fluid. Right. These older horses tend to get a little sore when they get, like, especially coming up to show time. We might work them a little harder and put a little more pressure on them, and you know, you find sometimes you might have to butte or something. Well, this time I haven't had to do that. Right. The issues we have had, a little bit of issue with one hawk on him, and I find I haven't been injecting. Right. You know, for this last round. Yep. And he's been terrific. He's held up really good, right, taking to the shows, and we followed the program you said, and it's been right to the T. Of a morning, you know, before we show, or we know we've got a little hard work, right, on, I might give him an extra scoop that morning, right, just to get it in his system and just, right, help him out. Because, right, I do believe it's got a good recovery rate on it, right, which is real essential for, yes, these older workhorses, right, you know. Right. Yep. And same when it comes to travelling to these events. Some of these, yep, events will travel 6-7 hours to.
And on some of these roads over here,
it's pretty rough. It's pretty, yeah, rough. And as you can see, the conditions are dry, everything's, right, hard. That's why it's important to have their feet good. Right. And the feet seem to stay. I don't find them splitting, so, right, it's got some good, really good, valuable assets in it.
Yeah, and it's got a good circulatory product in it, Paul, which helps that circulation down through the feet and, yep, stops that clotting of the blood. It's, that's got a, right, bit of a sort of a blood thinner in it.
That's right.
So, you know, that sort of has got to help a lot that way. And, you know, it's 17.2% protein in this horse's body content. For an older horse, looks really well.
Look at him. You know, his definition, his coat, we're coming into winter, so they're a little coated up. Yep. And I mean, he still looks healthy. He's, yes, bright-eyed. They come, right, in, they're bright, and they got, and look at the definition on him. Yep. You know, and he hasn't been in that hard, right, of work, right, in the last.
And this, is all a natural product too, Paul. It's, yep, it's a product that's got all natural human grade in it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I mean, it's not, it doesn't have any issue about the toxicity of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can feed as much as you want with it, as you've been doing what, yeah, I've showed you to do.
That's right.
But what about your 2-year-olds? What have they been doing?
The 2-year-olds have been really good. As you know, your 2-year-olds, you know, you put a lot of pressure on them, right, baby joints, you know, they're not really forming, right, and knitting, yep, so it's important, you've got to look after them. Right. And I find I'm not using butte or anything, right, like that on, yep, them. I've used the supplements, and I find it's got a calming agent about it. Right. So these are like they seem to don't be so, you know, they're not
Stressed.
stressed, and
Right.
they're just being real calm, easy to control.
Right.
And you know, even after a good hard work, I find them coming back real quick to me.
Right. Your recovery's
Recovery is phenomenal.
Right.
It really
Right.
is. I'm very impressed with that.
Right.
That's
Right.
like that's something I've never experienced. You
Right. Yep.
know. And like I say, you're not buting
Right.
at all.
And that's hard on the gut. To
It
get
is.
the mute all
It
the
is,
time.
and it's all
that other
natural.
sort of
And
stuff.
all the stools, everything seems to be normal. You know, my 3-year-old, which I had a little stifle issue with, I've had none with her. I find her work rates even come up.
Right.
Even when I ramped it up a bit on her,
Yep.
she's coming to the party a lot better. You know,
Right.
she's trained, more trainable,
Yep.
lot clearer in the mind.
Right.
And I really think it's a very valuable part of anyone's program, whether it be karting, reining, I mean,
Hunter
the jumpers, you know,
show
like
horses,
I mean,
whatever.
you know, it's just good all round.
Right.
Like when we x-rayed, I had the mare 3-year-old x-ray before and after, and the aftershock that we've had recently.
You had her x-rayed before you started
I did.
on it.
That's right.
Just a week ago, since we've
that's
had her
right.
on a couple of months.
That's right. And there was no progress. He was very impressed.
Right.
You know, and we never needed her. So
Right.
you know there's a save right
That's a
there.
bonus right
That's a
there.
big save, and that's what it's about. You got to try and that's you know, if it can save you, and it's a benefit to your program.
Yep.
I mean, to me, it's just been I love it.
Right,
I really
and you know,
do.
Paul, this works out at about $3.50 a day to feed, which is pretty economical on this kind of supplement compared to bute, other sort of things
and
that you have to,
injecting, yeah.
and injecting.
Yeah,
And this
that's
is
right.
not, you know, we've got the pro maintenance brand and we've got the maintenance,
Yep.
just the pro maintenance,
Yep.
which they can go on after it. The pro maintenance is mainly used for a lot of chronic issues and,
Yep.
and hard showing horses.
Yeah.
But just the pro maintenance is used for your 2-year-olds and such like that.
Yeah.
But you've found it's been really good to you,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you're really happy with what response we've
I
had
love
since
it.
I've been
I
here.
love
It's
it.
been a couple of months. So.
It has, and it's really stood out.
Right.
It really has. It's
Right.
stood out. It's outstanding.
Yep.
And I mean, you know, we're riding 6 at the moment too
Right.
with it. We've been trialing it with,
Yep.
and it's very evident.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and you know, them 2-year-olds are coming along beautiful.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
really good and just calm and easy.
But it's real palatable to them once they get on
God,
it,
yeah,
isn't
they
it?
love it. Like, I mean, even at the start, and I find I'm not having to feed them as hard because the protein's high in it.
Yep.
So you can back off your feed a little bit. So
Right.
there's another save. So you
Right.
really counteracts your cost,
Right.
really.
Right.
So I believe, look, and to go back with the palatable thing,
Yep.
you know, I reckon towards the end of it here now, they like it. Like nothing gets left behind.
Right.
It all gets eaten.
Right.
You know, and you can pour it in your hand. They need it in your hand.
And the other thing about it too, Paul, it's got a very good trace element, vitamin and mineral content in it as well.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I think is real important is the trace elements and the vitamins and minerals.
Yep.
And it's really concentrated with that as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's a big aspect to the
Oh,
supplement as
definitely,
well.
definitely. It's like taking a vitamin yourself, isn't
Right.
it? You know,
Yes, it
like
is.
you know, you get the right stuff in there, you feel good, your
Yep.
kidneys function well. I find all these horses go to the toilet fine. You know,
Yep.
there's nothing
And
at all.
And you know, the other thing about it too, you know, all soreness comes from with the stopping of the circulation of blood and the muscle.
Yeah.
And this has got a really good product to keep the circulation going through
Yeah.
and keep the stiffness and soreness out of the muscles.
Well, that's what the farrier said. The farrier said it's got to have good circulation because their
Right.
feet are better.
That's right.
So
That's
you know,
right.
that's a good sign. And you know, he wanted. It's a shame he wasn't here today to
Right.
talk with you, but
Right.
he's very impressed with it as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
Which is a big thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you say, the grounding on over here is just tough on them.
Well, I tell you what, Paul, I want to thank you for being here and testing it for us to get to see what sort of result we get over here in Australia. And thanks for having us, and I just know that it's going to do you a lot of good over the years, next few years, and
Yeah,
we know you're going to utilise it for
definitely will. It's been fantastic. I can't sort of prove it enough.
us. Well,
You know,
thanks,
it's
Paul, for
terrific.
having us and trying.